Good afternoon. My name is McKees Gilbert. I have been exposed to the PASS program for 5 years now. Pride Bermuda was the organization that introduced PASS to our school. I was always on board. Initially, though, we had the Pride members come in and teach it. And so I got to observe it, and they did that for about 3 years. I had the invitation to go abroad for the conference in Chicago, and that was an eye-opener. When you just watch someone do it just in your isolated space, you recognize immediately this is a good program and we need it. In order for this to really work, we have to take ownership of it. All teachers need to be teaching it themselves, and we need to be consistent. Prior to that, my children loved PASS Kid of the Day, where it was only me seeing just my students experience it. The things that I always loved was, and the students love, is turtle. Because initially, the minute something happens to them, their first reaction is, if I get hit, I'm going to hit you back. If you say something unkind, I'm going to say something unkind back. And it doesn't really teach them ownership when they behave like this. Whereas PASS actually teaches them, even though you did this unkind thing, let me check myself first. The home lessons are wonderful. It's just wanting to get parents a little bit more involved in that, but they do enjoy it, and they do say every now and then if they have a poor reaction to something, their child says, oh, you need to do turtle. This is a turtle moment, you know. And so that's pretty funny and special. It means they're getting it, and not only are they getting it, now they're teaching someone else things. So I really love the program. I'm all in it. I believe in the compliments. I believe in boosting their self-esteem. When they sit up in the PASS chair and their classmates are telling them, oh, I like the way you do this, or I notice that you're very compassionate, not only does it boost them right there, but it makes them want to continue that positive behavior. Everybody knows what we're talking about when we talk about problem solving. They know what we're talking about when they say, oh, I'm the PASS kid, and they sit down and they have something more to talk about. When they see the PASS kid hat or the PASS kid lanyard, they get really excited, and so they connect that way. They are becoming calmer, they are listening more, they feel like I'm being acknowledged not just for the things that I'm doing wrong, but also for the things that I'm doing right, and I didn't know that you noticed it. Without a program like PASS, I think just that our children would struggle and continue to struggle. I think that they wouldn't believe in themselves. I think that they wouldn't know how to cope. I think that they need the program. And we need the program. Oh, good, that's exciting. Great job.
Good afternoon. My name is Darnell Hollis. I'm a P3 teacher at Elliott Primary School. I was introduced to the PASS program about 5 years ago. In the beginning, I found it interesting, although I didn't understand everything about it. I sat in class while it was being taught, and there were times that I didn't approve of things that were the way it was done. However, last year I began to think about it a little differently because I saw the impact it was having with the students. I saw where they were using the feelings chart, and the students would have them out, and one day a little girl came in and she took her card right out, and it was private. And one of the students went up to her and she pointed to her card. And I'm like, okay, let me just observe this. And they kept going to her, and she said, please look at my card. I don't want to be bothered. And that was interesting for me. So I began to pay a little more attention to it. And then last year when I found that the teachers were going to have to do it on their own, I felt that I needed to pay more attention, and I really needed to buy into it because I don't want my students to fail. But one day I had had enough with a particular student, and he could look at me and see, oh wow, Miss Hollis has had enough. And he said, Miss Hollis, and he pointed over to my wall, and I think he said, signal, and did I like it? No, I didn't. It made me smile, and I relaxed. And I said to him, you know what? You are perfectly right. That's what I need to do. And so I see it in operation almost daily. You know, they love the fact that you pick a PASS kid, and the way I did mine in the beginning, had facts up about them, you know, and sent it him to the parents. So the parents said, oh, wow, this is nice, hearing what their classmates have to say. It's so exciting to hear the children. Everybody wants to share. And I find that 20 minutes is definitely not enough time. But overall, I can honestly say I'm enjoying it. And I have finally bought into it.